Howdy, Laoshi Lawrence McElroy here for Water Tiger School of Taijiquan. Sorry, we've been gone for a while. The last video we posted was all the way back to the first part of April. What can we say? Yeah, been busy. That's basically it. We did end up doing a Zoom session for World Tai Chi and Qigong Day. We're looking into maybe being able to post that on the YouTube channel. We'll find out, figure it out, and see if that becomes a possibility. And I was also accepted as a presenter at the 21st World Congress on Qigong, Tai Chi, Traditional Chinese Medicine, and Natural Healing. Sorry, it's a big title. So I was part of their free forum, so sort of the lecture series, the first weekend, which started in Chinese the Friday before World Tai Chi Day, so the 23rd of April of this year. And I spoke on the Monday installment. And did some of the stuff that we've been, covered some of the things that we've covered in this series since the beginning of the pandemic, which seems to be, knock on wood-like object, finally maybe possibly starting to slow down. But anyway, so apologize. We'll try to do better. Oops. We'll do better. Endeavor, is that okay instead of try? Today, we're going to actually put the cap on, not that one that's behind my shoulder. Which shoulder? It's behind me somewhere. But put the cap on our series of combined posture walks from the 24 posture short form. And let's just get to that. By the way, still 3 W's. Wear your mask, wash your hands, watch your space. Though the watching of the space thing may fade a little bit as people get vaccinated. So I'm going to start with a little shake. Don't want to get your hopes up, but I might have company. I have a couple furries in the area, but they're both napping. So if they wake up, some huggers. We're going to start with a piece from the Standing 8 piece of Brocade. I know some of you may say, hey, that's an external set. You can't just do one piece. You have to do them all. But Water Tiger School's approach to the Standing 8 piece of Brocade is a more blended approach between internal and external. So we sort of pay attention to what's going on in the inside, not just the physical position and the muscular activation, though those things are important. I have a mint still, so I should probably finish that. So what we're going to do is swing the head and sway the tail. So we're going to be down lower to the earth. The reason that we're going to do this, and we're shifting the weight from side to side while pressing down on the tops of our legs to sort of work the lungs as bellows. Now, if you know Water Tiger, you know we talk about a subtle bellows in Expand the Chest to Cleanse the Body. This one ain't subtle. We can accumulate or have an imbalance, or shall we say, for the lack of a better descriptor, bad chi in our Zhangdan Tian. And in the original instructions or the poetry of this set, you do swing the head and sway the tail to cool the heart fire. And the metal of the lungs can help to demean or diminish the fire in the heart. So by focusing on pumping the lungs and pumping the breath, we can, exhale the bad or excessive chi. We can create a better flow, that sort of thing. So that's more or less, in a nutshell, where this is going. So there are some things. We want a seal of the palms of the hands on the tops of the legs. Now that might mean different things to different people. The back is going to be straight as we squat. Now, in any squatted position, we know we want the weight in the heels. Now, I'm not lessening the connection point of the balls of the feet to the earth. They're still connected, but if I put the weight in the balls of my feet, I'm going to put pressure on my knees that I don't want. So notice I am pressing the butt back. We've done a couple of pieces of brocade, and in those we had to remain shoulders over hips. Here I'm keeping the back straight, but I am not keeping the shoulders over the hips, so it's sort of more like a launching ramp. Now ideally, we want the tiger's mouth, that space between the thumb and the index finger, on the top side of this arrangement. So the fingers are on the inside of the thighs, the thumb is on the outside. But for some people, I'm going to get closer here so you can see that nice seal right there. Don't allow this to happen. We want this. So if that's happening and you can eliminate it by bringing the thumb to the inside, that's okay. We would prefer the palms right at the top of the knee joint. So you can feel as you shift from side to side that the hand is pressing down into the foot as if the lower leg isn't even there. But we may have to come higher, and for some wrist flexibility folk, you may have to be in a fingertips and thumb slightly forward position. So, find your position. And we're just going to do like 3 pairs of these. Now, some people will turn in the direction as they're doing this. We don't do that. So you want to make sure your knees track the same direction as your toes. I'm going to keep the body forward, the head at the same angle as the torso. So hopefully I'll cue this enough you won't have to look up, so you can be just gazing down at the floor in front of you. And we're going to shift. I'm going to the left first. We're going to hit both sides. So if you go to the right, don't worry. Press down, hold that. Again, nothing between you and that foot. And I'm still pressing down on this extended leg into that foot. And I'll come through the center. This is the return of the chi to the Dantian. This is the expansion from. Couple of breaths. Pressing down, feeling that compression, back to the center. Back to the other side. Breathing, expanding, compressing the chi. Second time to the second side. This will get your legs going. Return to the center. Back to the other side, another expansion of chi, expanding as you shift the weight to one side, compressing the chi back to the Dantian as you come through the center, come to the center. That was the last time to the first side. Back to the second side. Back to the center. A moment. Now we haven't been here for a whole long time, but this can be tweaky on your wrist. So as you stand up, regardless of what your hand position is, very carefully peel your hands off your thighs. Float the palms. Note how in my arms extended. The only activation is in the wrists. Now you can also step, but I'm gonna shuffle by turning on the ball of the foot, then the toes, then the heels, and then ball of the foot, heel of the foot, ball of the foot, heel of the foot, until I get to my shoulder width. And then I'm going to close. Up, out, over the top of the ball, settling the weight into the right foot. Hands in, foot in, hands down, heel down. A little rebound. Pulls the hands back to the Dantian. And there you go. A little swing the head and sway the tail. So that got me heated up. I'll remove a layer. We were on the verge of having to repeat t-shirts, pretty much, but somebody gave me a Year of the Ox or Year of the Bull shirt as a gift earlier this spring. So haven't seen this one before in now over a year since we started doing these kinds of videos. So our last combined posture walk puts together a series of movements from Parry and Punch at the end of the form through separate fist, push, what we refer to as push 2.0 because we get into it in a different way than we get into push earlier in the form, and then embrace the tiger, and then switch back from side to side. So there are some things you need to know, right? Water tiger defines shoulder width as being from drop of shoulder to drop of shoulder over, that splits each heel in half. So the tape's pretty close to my shoulder width. Kind of threw it down kind of quick before we went into production today. And our forward moving stance. If I'm going to go into a left fore stance first, and the left foot's going to be closer to you than my right foot, I'm going to turn my right foot out to around a 45-degree angle. 45 is ideal. That's what we prefer. But if you can't do that, then, inside of that is fine. Outside's a little weird, but, if it works for you, it works for you. Right, and the other foot, and notice, heels on my blue line. I'm going to step the other foot forward. Still on the blue line. You can't really see it there, but there's the blue line. Boom. I'm going to square the hips off. So about 70% of the weight on the front leg, 40% of the weight on the back. That back heel is down. Parry and punch ends like this. So I'm not going to my center with this. I'm not punching at an angle. I'm right straight out on that side. Forearm is parallel to the earth. Nice bend, but round elbow in the arm, and the palm is out. From there, there's a little extension, and that hand wraps to the outside. Just slides as you extend out, slides underneath the elbow, stays palm out, and you turn into a 3/4 back stance by pulling back, sort of like drawing an arrow in a bow. So the fist comes behind, it opens up. We don't really define exactly when that is. I like to say when it feels like it hits the right spot, the hand blossoms open. Now I'm turned to this side. Palms start down, round down, and up. And that's push in its second way of manifesting in Water Tiger's approach to the 24. Now I'm going to turn that direction. The hands are going to cross. I'm turning my left foot in a little bit. Turn my right foot that direction a little bit. Squatting down, ideally in front of that right knee. The arms cross. It's almost as if I'm grabbing my own leg. Now, if I'm doing the form, I'm going to step the feet even. This is return to mountain. And then close Tai Chi. However, as we do this as a walking exercise, you go from parry and punch, separate fist, push, embrace the tiger, bring that foot there, rock the weight into the right foot so you can turn the left foot out and come into your prep for the parry and punch on the other side. So again, parry and punch. I would start a little bounce of the weight into the left foot, come in, sort of that circle fist movement, what some people would define as circle fist, other people might have another name for it. Boom, or may use circle fist differently. Boom, stepping to my shoulder width, turning forward, that extends parry and punch, little follow through, pulling back, moving forward, palms down, palms out, boom, turning, grabbing that, boom, swinging into the left, turning that foot out to around the 45, stepping the right foot forward, parry, punch, separate fist, push, embrace the tiger on this side. And again, if I was doing the form, I'd step the feet even, return to mountain, and I would, instead of bringing the left to the right, because that would be playing to the right side, I'd bring the right to the left and close. But as a walking exercise, you have to bring it. You could very well put that foot where it would be in the form before you close, but in this position, it's much tougher with that twist step with the feet where they are to get into the prep for the next parry and punch. And it's really, really, really tricky on the knees. And we prefer to take that trickiness out of it so nobody gets hurt. And that's really it, you know. This whole combined posture walk series came together for a couple of different reasons over the months of the pandemic. And one was all the I wouldn't say all the postures contained here, but each of the combined walks that we have done over the last 13, nearly 14 months, since, you know, the world stopped in March of 2020, were put together with a focus on a posture that only happens once in the 24. So the series has included a two-sided walk that hits both a left and a right, white crane, pei pa, what we refer to as the apparent opening sequence, which comes out of the second single whip. It includes high pat on horse, which is sort of a standard for this form for other people's approaches as well. Kick and twin dragons, needle at sea bottom, and fair lady and needle at sea bottom, fan back and parry and punch, and then this one brings us back to a combination that includes parry and punch. So, again, I'm not going to pay that much attention to the blue lines moving forward, but you want to be wide in parry and punch on this side. You want to be wide in parry and punch on this side. So again, notice drop of shoulder, heel, drop of shoulder, heel, back foot at the 45. And when I'm in this position, now the feet are going to change in the position they are in for embrace the tiger. But in this position, I want to make sure that my knee does not go out over my toes, or especially beyond my toes, and my front toes in this stance, if I'm parry and punching on this side or parrying and punching on this side, the toes are forward or in. Right? I don't want to be in this position. Notice I'm not really putting any weight on that foot as I turn out. I don't know if you can really see that or not. But you don't want your toes here when you're doing this. You want them forward. In, the knee will still move in a natural direction and you won't put strain on it. But here, the knee's going to move in an unnatural direction. And actually, I just felt that. So, parry and punch, separate fist. I'm going to come close for this. Right, so you have your preparation step, you know, parry and punch. You have separate fist. You have that second version of push. And then you have embrace the tiger. I don't know why it's return to mountain after embrace the tiger. I really think it should be embrace the tiger, go to hospital. But that's me. So, shake things out, no expectation. We'll take a pass here. Okay, a little bit more of a little skip there. I hope it doesn't cause any issue with video production. Turn that right foot out. Get that prep in. That right foot's at the 45. Both hands are open, palms are open, stepping into my four stance step. My left foot is shoulder width, but moving forward. Notice my toes aren't down yet. When I turn forward, punch is going to slowly, the fist is slowly being made. Boom, not clenching. That was parry and punch. This is withdraw, fist, hand opens. Both palms lead down, then out. Bring the left toes in a little bit, take the right toes out a little bit. Weight's in the right foot, going over that leg. Embrace the tiger. Kind of turn forward, bounce the weight into the left. A little twist on that left heel. Preparation, step, parry and punch. Separate fists on this side, palms down on this side. Push on this side. Right toes come in a little bit, left toes go out a little bit, weight's in that left foot. Grab that leg, embrace the tiger. Hopefully you don't fall over like I just did. Boom. Again, notice as I'm moving, I haven't lost my shoulder width, but I'm no longer just on the lines. You won't stay on the lines in this walking exercise because of the nature of the foot switches. Boom. A little bit inside the blue line on the right, a little bit outside the blue line on the left. Toes and toes. Grab that leg. Embrace the tiger. Turn. Step. Parry and punch. Separate fist. Push. Right toes in a little bit, left toes out a little bit. Notice I'm coming over here. Back is straight, chest is still up. I'm not just collapsing down. Grabbing that leg. Turning. I was contemplating stopping there. That's why I paused. There really shouldn't be a pause. Parry and punch, separate fist. Push, becoming the headless Tai Chi guy. Left toes in a little bit, right toes out a little bit. See, the idea is this is a block going down, trapping the arm against the person and also grabbing their leg. And my leg here sort of becomes my opponent's leg. One more to the other side. Step, parry, punch, separate fist, push, embrace the tiger, and this time I am going to bring the feet even. So I do sort of a more formal kind of end of walking exercise. Close. Knee pop is optional, if you heard that knee pop. And there we go. We have parry and punch, separate fist, embrace the tiger. Sort of a cheat, you know. On both embrace the tiger and then return to mountain has to change so you can take a step. But boom, rock, that preparation, step, turning, closing, not clenching, right? They say you should be able to put your finger, there's a little hole there, even at the end, a little pulse, separate fist, that opening, push, notice, leaning forward, pushing the palms, settling the wrists, toes in a little bit, toes out a little bit, over that leg, like I'm grabbing my own leg, and then for the sake of the walk, I bring them even, settle the weight into the right foot, come over to the left, create that chamber, that compression, creating the step. There's the backhand parry, coming into that punch, separating that fist, Doing that push 2.0. Right toes come in a little bit, left toes go out a little bit. Grab that leg, and I'm putting the foot where I would if I was taking another step. But I'm not going to take another step. Because that's good. Right? So, if you're new to this series, you can thumb back through. Sort of all of them are either Facebook new or Sachem for Water Tiger for Sachem series. The playlists on the YouTube channel. We have been in the past, last few videos, since we moved away from the Water Tiger for Sachem series, been cross-posting. We'll post the video both on Facebook and on YouTube. We're going to stop that and post to the YouTube channel and provide a link on the Facebook page, Water Tiger School on Facebook. So there you go, folks. Like I said, we're sorry that we've been away for a month. We will do better. Don't really have a definition of what better will be, except to say that you'll see another video, maybe 2, before the end of May. You won't have to wait an entire month for the next one. For instance, we realized after we finished production on the last video, which was the opposing muscular stretches. We did one in the lower body. I can't remember what the date was. We didn't write it down before we went into production today. But the first part of April. Some people would call them NIS or neural integrated stretching. But we left a few out of the lower body. So we'll probably go back and catch those. We still haven't introduced you to the joyful pain of myofascial release. So that's in the queue. We have some leftover animal frolics, actually a lot of leftover animal frolics from our Water Tiger for Sachem series that we never got to. So there's a lot. And there's even something, my presentation for the World Congress was on the Tai Chi lottery that we've also done here, where we have the different approaches, and we haven't made it through all of those yet either. Pretty close. I think we've only got a couple left. But anyway, so we've still got some stuff. And as things wind down pandemic-wise and things start to open up, you probably will see larger spaces between the videos. But for now, we'll do our best to keep them like every couple of weeks or 10 days or something like that. They won't be quite on a weekly basis. So thank you. As always, keep in mind, for whatever reason, the algorithms for YouTube don't do a really good job screening potential inappropriate comments. So we have all comments are being screened, but that's just to get rid of the people trying to sell, things like hot date websites, that sort of thing. So positive or negative will give clearance to ones that are actually about the content of our video, unless you're like really flaming us. Then there's no reason to post that. But anyway, I'm rambling. We haven't done this in a while. I haven't spoken in this kind of environment where I'm not playing off of anybody. So I get going, and I'm still going. So I need to shut up. So take care. Be safe. Physical distance is still sort of a good idea when you're in an enclosed space. And I think most of the places that are opening up, not all of them, but places you are paying attention to the actual science and not just giving it a nod, are maintaining physical distance and masking. Doesn't matter if you're If you're fully vaccinated or not, you still need to wear a mask. And they are, moving that away a little bit outside. So, do your best to keep up with the new suggestions, new recommendations. I wouldn't say suggestions. So I'm going to shut up. Thank you all. Hope you'll see us again, sooner than you did this time.